Hey, welcome to For the Story, the only podcast that's hosted by the disgusting phlegm creatures from the Mucinex commercial. That's right, we're both sick this week.
And I'm Avery. Oh, wait.
We're here. We're talking disgusting.
I literally, they keep sending me home from work. They're just like, I don't know how sick you are. You sound disgusting.
I don't know what it was. I wasn't sure that you weren't a different person when you picked up the Discord. I was like, wait, am I being punked?
What? It's me, your friend. Who wrote this script?
He's here by technicality. But we're here. We're talking about. Wait. What movie are we talking about?
The Mask 2, The Son of the Mask.
Oh God, no! It's even worse than that. That movie's probably better. No, we're talking about Tooth Fairy 2, guys.
Yes. We finally did it. Honestly, I think I speak for Avery and myself when I say we finally found the only good movie we've ever watched.
And oh my God, that is so annoyingly incorrect. This movie was irritatingly like R.I.P.D. Did you notice that?
No. I didn't like R.I.P.D. I liked this movie.
Oh my God, man. He's summoned by an outside force and goes to a white room that's all bureaucratic.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing.
To be fair,
it's the same movie.
To be fair, it's a metaphor for Xanax. I'm not.
Oh man, you could be right.
Did you notice how there's only the one like small sassy child, and there's no? We're gonna have to talk about this, Avery. This is a very important part of the movie, but first we gotta talk about what we watched this week. Jesus Christ, I sound terrible. I am hearing my playback.
Oh, dude, I've been hearing it since you got on Discord. I was like, ooh, I didn't want to say anything. I didn't know if you would take it personally, but I was like, you know what? He's fine. We've been talking about like big stuff because we got a big move coming up. We got all these cogs turning. We got exciting content coming up for you guys, and we're really excited for the next couple months. But it's funny. I wasn't totally sure that you weren't a different person.
Listen, Avery,
pretending to be
Tell
Ash.
me I sound like shit. Tell me it. You fucking say it to my fucking face.
You sound like shit, dude.
All right, cool.
But we're here.
No, it's not. I'm glad you were honest with me, but honestly, it kind of feels like shit when you talk to me like that.
I know you're playing it up now. This is just ridiculous.
No, it is pretty bad though.
Yeah, it's okay. We're going to make it through this together. We're going to make it all the way through the podcast. We're talking about Tooth Fairy 2, your favorite movie of all time. We're going to get to the end of this.
It is the goat.
Hand in hand.
I think it's hat in hand.
We're there. That's correct.
Okay.
I don't know. So what movies did I watch this week? I watched a lot of movies this week. I've been spending time in front of the TV, watching movies on my own, and it's been going great. Just want to say,
I'm still really
I want to say
it.
I'm still very, very good at doing nothing, which is awesome. But also, the first movie that I watched, it was something I brought it up to you a little bit. I know I make this joke that we have a tendency to watch things that include the president from Independence Day in a fighter jet, but I actually watched something starring Bill Pullman, also known as the president from Independence Day. I watched a movie called The Serpent in the Rainbow, starring the president from Independence Day. And it was about this voodoo magic dude, and he sees snakes, and then they give him this poison, and he passes out and thinks he's dead. And then he wakes up in a coffin. And that's the only interesting thing that happened. So
yeah, that sounds truly bad.
Honestly, like, it had me going. It was one of the better things that I watched. It was like memorable. It came out in like oh my God, I think it was like the early mid 90s the movie came out, and it was based on a book. It like was supposedly, it was one of those like earlier based on a true story type deals that very clearly had taken creative liberties, because there was like just a ridiculous sequence where things that just weren't real were happening, and that was most of the movie. But it was kind of interesting. Bill Pullman went to Haiti and he investigated Haitian culture. So that kind of stuff was actually kind of interesting, but it really, really, like kind of became dull, towards the end when they started making shit up. But there you go. The Serpent and the Rainbow. If you want to watch it, it's actually kind of okay. It's also on Shudder right now. So
it's such a weird name for a movie.
Yeah, it had
really
nothing.
Doesn't roll
yeah,
off the
it doesn't
tongue.
explain anything. Like it doesn't, and also it didn't really have, unless I missed something, it didn't really have a lot to do with what the movie was about. So
yeah, well, it was biblical.
Yep.
Avery, you got to read the Bible.
oh,
Then you
is that right?
Yeah,
Well,
it's
okay.
all about
Well, what'd you watch this month, Ash?
this month.
This week?
Well, a couple our listeners will remember that my mom got yelled at and accosted by a lady at a movie theater.
I remember that.
And so I had free tickies. So I went, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna see Knives Out.
Nice.
That movie is fucking weird, dude. I am like
Really?
like 4 days out, and I have no idea whether or not I liked it.
It looked so stock. I remember seeing a trailer and being like, because there was another movie,
Clue,
that was like real. Yeah. There was another movie that was like real similar.
Yeah.
It was just, well, first of all, Knives Out is just a Clue remake from what I had gathered.
It's better. It's better because you know who done it, kind of, the whole movie.
No Tim Curry.
No Tim Curry. That is true. No, like, there were, like, objectively terrible parts of the movie, like listening to Daniel Craig do a southern drawl for 2.5 hours. It's fucking long.
That's just a bad choice.
It's fucking long movie. Toni Collette is playing a hippie woman, kind of a goop lady kind of thing. That's bad. The guy who plays Kid Bill, is an alt-right kid. Like, literally, that's how they describe him, and they give him 2 lines, and I'm like, okay, that's disappointing. And then who else is in it? Chris Evans. He's fine. Plays Chris Evans.
Chris Evans has, I get this impression, okay, I'm a huge Captain America fan. Come on, let's be real. Yeah. It's the late 2010s.
After
everyone's a big Captain America. Like, come on, we're all adults here. But I only can see him as Captain America or the Human Torch at this point.
Yeah, at this point,
time, right?
I only see him as the Human Torch. That's really
even Captain America's just like, I don't know, like there is a point where he kind of just starts to become the Human Torch.
I would just want it, like, the next time. Oh fuck, he's out of the MCU for what I can tell. Because otherwise,
I think he's done. I think his contract is up.
If we ever went to a movie where he was in it, I would turn to the person next to me that wasn't you and go, "Holy shit, is that the Human Torch?" And just see if they fucking laugh.
Like, so old, like a 15-year-old joke, just waiting.
Yeah, just oh god,
holy shit, that's a Human Torch.
The next time one of these movies comes out,
for sure.
When David Harbour's in the Black Widow movie, I'm gonna be like, holy shit, that's Hellboy.
Is David Harbour actually in the Black Widow movie?
Yeah. Oh. And so is Florence Pugh from Midsommar.
And so is Florence and the Machine.
Yeah, solid joke. I think you made that one before.
I don't know.
But if I could just turn and I just have to remember the title of the girl who wins the circle game from Midsummer. I'll be like, holy shit, is that the Midsummer Queen dance queen?
There you go.
Everyone's gonna be like,
there's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it worked.
Even I think that's too deep of a pull.
But you said it.
I did.
Here we are.
I'm wondering if
We're
there's
on the
like
precipice
drugs in these cough
of our.
drops.
You sound great, man.
I hope everyone can just hear this like tinging against my teeth as I like try and talk for an hour. Anyway, Knives Out, solid 4 out of 10. I have no idea what the fuck I watched.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, that's just great. You know, a movie was well worth it if you leave it and you're not sure if it was good or not.
I know, like that's like, but that happens to you, right? That's not just me.
Always. That's what happened when I left.
Tooth Fairy too.
More. No, man. No, man. Tooth Fairy 2 started and ended.
Pretty
it was just
pretty
like-
solid. Just I mean, those wide shots though, Avery.
What fucking wide shots? The shots were only wide because they attempted to fit Larry the Cable Guy in them.
Well, let's not fat shame Mr. Cable Guy. Sorry, sir.
That's his last name.
Yeah. The middle name.
Mr. Cable Guy, sir. Yeah, so let's launch this off. Let's get into this because
You want to get into these juicy numbers?
they have to be juicy, right? Like they have to be bad. Right?
Arguably some of the best numbers I've seen.
You're fucking lying. Stop it.
Listen.
Stop. Go ahead. Let's hear it. Come on.
Okay.
Let's drop the budget. I'm calling it down this time. Come on, budget.
This is the budget breakdown.
The Tooth Fairy 2. You expect it to cost a lot of money because it's a sequel to a The Rock movie featuring famous man Larry the Cable Guy, right?
I don't know. I kind of expected it to be way more expensive than it should have been,
Okay.
right? Can I guess?
Yeah, absolutely guess.
45 million.
No, higher.
Are you serious?
Come on.
Are you fucking kidding me? 70 million.
It was $5 million.
Okay, thank God. I was like so ready for just like this bloated, disgusting corpse of a movie.
I'm just surprised you even started that high.
I don't, dude. All right. Can you level with me on the fact that it seems like a movie that they would pump disgusting amounts of cash into?
No.
Just for like a quick turnaround buck.
No, Avery, it looked like shit.
Every part of it looked horrible.
It looked so
and
bad.
That almost like reaffirmed the concept that it cost way more than it looked like it did.
All right, you care to venture a guess on the domestic box office of this film?
So we were texting,
Yeah.
as we often do.
Yeah.
When we're watching terrible movies, we tend to really just spill our guts. At least I do.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not going to tell you until we get on the episode, or this movie that you hate, I feel the opposite way, or this movie that you like, I feel the opposite way.
But I like being as non-transparent as possible.
Uh-huh.
And going into this, you told me that this movie only made $4,000.
Avery, if you can believe it, I lied to you.
I wasn't. totally sure because
But that is very close to the domestic box office.
that
Like very close.
I think that's impossible.
It's within
right?
4,000.
It made $8,000.
It made $0. This did not have a domestic box office. It went straight to DVD, where it made $3.725 million.
Interesting. Okay.
I fucking duped you, dude. You must. What a fool you must feel like.
It doesn't really make. That's still. It's like gross. You know, that's the money it made.
Box
So I
office
could have
versus
seen-
video sales.
You're right.
Very different.
Yeah. I mean, like, kind of.
Box
It still
office
made-
is strictly what it made in the box office.
Strictly theaters.
Yeah,
And
theatrical.
it wasn't put out in theaters, which is unsurprising to me. It's like there's some bad stuff that comes out in theaters nowadays.
Like,
This was too bad to be in theaters, right?
what bad movie have we ever seen, Avery?
We've watched a lot of bad movies, man. Mean Girls 2 is a great example. That movie was never in theaters, right?
No,
It
went
wasn't,
straight.
was it?
It went straight to museum. I mean,
It went-
DVD. I mean,
It went straight to Mars.
it went straight to MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art. All right. They have it just playing on a loop in a room. And every once in a while,
a weird
old lady with dementia will sit down and they won't be
It's
able
like
to get her
modern
out.
art,
Yeah.
yeah.
She'll be there for 4 or 5 days and they'll have to, only way they can get her out is in an ambulance because she has gone completely catatonic after not eating for 4 days. Just watching Mean Girls 2 and forgetting that the movie has restarted after a certain point. It's a really sad thing, but I think that that's what the artists meant to do.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way neither Mean Girls 2 nor Tooth Fairy 2 were intended to make money, right? Like, how could any sane person on the production team of either of those films take themselves seriously on set and think, we got it. We're going to be rich.
Yeah.
Like who saw, like, did the producers just never appear on set? Or did they really go on set? Like, especially when Larry the Cable Guy was farting sparkles.
Hey,
And did they go,
listen.
did
Those
they
sparkle
go,
effects
yes.
look fucking great.
no, stop. No. Oh my God.
Listen, man.
All right.
This guy.
What?
This director. All right, let me tell you about this director, dude. He's a monster. All right. He directed such things as Dr. Dolittle, $1 Million Mutts, Beverly Hills
Oh.
Chihuahua 2.
So he did this.
Yeah. Oh,
So he took IPs and then created ham-fisted sequels.
Woody the Woodpecker,
It's almost like,
Jingle All the Way 2.
oh my God, it's almost like a scheme.
Yeah, it's a grift.
There's something here. There's something here, man.
For
because
some
it's
reason,
like-
he made a Little Rascals movie in 2014.
Oh my God, nobody even knows what that is. I remember there being
Yeah,
a
I
Little
feel like you
Rascals
just
movie
beat
in
him.
the early 2000s, but there was another one in 2014.
Yeah.
So
Y'all
this
remember
guy,
Alfalfa. His hair
what,
was
what's this
erection.
director's name?
Alakazam.
What's this director's name?
Which it can't be a real name because it sounds too close to Alakazam. It's Alakazam.
Alex, like ZAM?
Zamm.
Alex Zam.
Oh, we went to SUNY
American film
Binghamton.
director. My Date with the President's Daughter.
Oh,
Tooth Fairy 2,
that's
The Pooch
the
and
movie.
Popper.
That's the movie that is based on the love story from Star Wars, the prequels. My Date with the President's Daughter.
Oh, that's right. We talked about this
Yeah.
movie already. R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour. Oh, Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah. But when you read his bio that he clearly wrote himself, he did. It's signed by him. It's like, I went to SUNY Binghamton and got my MFA, my Master in Fine Arts from Columbia, where my mentors were Milos Forman and Martin Scorsese.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
Because that's who I would compare this movie to.
Oh, thank you. That's really sweet of you to finally agree with me.
Oh, you are Alex Zam, aren't you?
Alex Zam. Zam is Alex's real last name, not a made-up superhero name. Enough about me. Tell me about you. Fuck you, dude. You suck so much. Oh, all
right,
God.
Excellent. So this guy's a fraud, and this guy not only, I don't know, I mean, he did really make these movies, but seriously, like the idea here, and like the majority of his filmography here is basically like taking IPs that made money, and then creating sequels that don't need to exist for a quick buck.
Yeah.
Right.
And the writer of this movie actually this was his first feature film, as you might be able to tell. But then he went on to actually make a pretty good movie in Sherlock Gnomes.
Okay. Okay. Sure. So,
Listen,
but I mean, like, I'm seeing this. It looks like he made an Inspector Gadget 2.
Yeah. That was the sexy one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Inspector Gadget 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh. Why is that Boogaloo so electric?
When did he make Tooth Fairy 2? That was 2012. Interesting. So they all went, okay. So this guy's a fraud. This is what he does. He takes like legitimate IPs. He whips something up and he's just like, here you go, direct to DVD.
Yeah.
He's not an original filmmaker. Every single one of these is a Christmas and Evergreen TV movie. This looks like shit. This looks like a Hallmark movie.
How dare you?
So he creates crap. He creates like awful Christmas movies.
This is very hurtful, dude. Like, I don't know why you're doing this. This is pretty mean.
I'm just saying, I'm like looking at this and getting a scope of what's going on here. Because this like it's very clear that his things that exist that are attached to IPs are what's known, and everything else is just garbage that he invented for television. Does that make sense?
Let's talk about what we were expecting out of this movie.
Okay.
You bully.
What is this, your cousin? Like, he's like on the other line, like listening, crying, a big tear out of his eye.
Yeah.
He knows he's a fraud.
Yeah. Special guest, Alex Zan.
Here he comes.
Oh, you guys are mean to me. You guys are really mean podcasters.
I actually really like this voice work, Avery. We're going to talk about this later. We're going to make some money, all right?
Hey, I really wish you guys wouldn't make fun of Inspector Gadget 2 because I really like it.
Mr. Zam, sir, Your Honor.
Stop. Please just call me Alex. Please?
No one gives themselves the last name Zam and wants to be called Alex.
I don't want to be Mr. Zam anymore. I really hate it.
That's pretty chill.
Please, could you just please call me Alex?
Yeah, just give me whatever you were on when you wrote this, when you directed this movie.
Just please go see Woody Woodpecker, please.
It's been out of theaters for years, if it was ever in theaters,
just
Alex.
Please, it's still in theaters somewhere. I don't know. Go to Malaysia, please. Just go to Malaysia to see Woody Woodpecker.
It's
all I have going for
you.
it.
Realize when you talk to strangers, borderline crying, asking them to go to Malaysia, it sounds weird. You get that, right?
I honestly, this is just how I talk. It's really rude that you think I'm crying.
Oh, is that, so the eye thing? That's a gland. It's not like
look, Larry the Cable Guy. He's a really nice guy. He did my cable.
He's a comedian. You really should get an actual professional to do that.
I'm a comedian.
Oh, By accident, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Thanks. Everybody, please give a round of applause for special guest Alex Am.
Oh, God. Avery. I don't even know what that bit was. I'm like way too sick to do improv. But what were your expectations going into this movie?
My expectations for Tooth Fairy 2. I don't know. Honestly, they were higher than the results. I thought that this movie would be at least watchable or at least non-offensive. I was just like, it's just going to be like, you know, it's going to be worthless, but it's at least going to not make me feel bad. I was a little let down. I'll be honest with you on that one.
Right.
Definitely let down.
I'm sorry you were let down.
Yeah.
Well, my expectations. My expectations were I have a soft spot in my heart for Larry the Cable Guy. I think he's an idiot, but I have a soft spot in my heart. I remember my freshman year of college, I was like super sick, and one of our RAs is like, here's this drink full of booze. It'll help you sleep. And I'm like, okay. I'm so ill. I don't know. I'm impersonating an ill person because I am actually sick.
Yeah, you could just speak.
Yeah. But yeah, but it didn't put me to sleep. It just gave me like weird head, where you know how like when you have certain kind of weird alcohols, you don't feel drunk, you just feel weird. And I was up all night, and at about 3 a.m, I was watching a show in Canada, mind you, where Larry the Cable Guy like talks about how nature is so great about what's so great about America. And I'm like, I think everything you're saying is really stupid, but I think it's sweet. I think you're a nice man, probably. I mean, listen, nice. I barely am willing to wear sleeveless shirts, and I'm fucking jacked, and this guy is a 1,000 pounds of blubber and just never wears sleeves. Respect my guy.
And he's committed to it very hard.
It's like his thing, and I'm like, if my arms looked like that, I would not. I would keep some sleeves on.
Yeah, the thing about his arms is that they kind of turn into tits at the armholes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like he has tits, dude.
Side boob is, I think, the
hard
industry
side boob
term. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mock the overweight, but it is. He's putting it out there. We can all see it, and it's an observation.
He's proud of it. It's his thing at this point. It's interesting. That actually is a good, like a solid, grounded reason to feel comfortable with this movie. And I support that. It is weird when you something like a comedian or like a bad routine of some kind, doesn't matter what it is, and like it could be panned, but just hits you at the right time when you're sick, you're vulnerable, and it's the only good thing you have in your life. You know, it's
everything
just
else was infomercials, Avery. It was horrible.
Yeah. It was infomercials or it was Larry the Cable Guy. I would take Larry the Cable Guy every single time.
He's just on a fan boat.
I have a similar experience. I was sick about 1.5 years ago, and I was up all night, and I found this random cable channel. It was called like hdtvmovies.com, and it was a channel on cable.
What?
Right?
Avery,
I'm serious.
I can't handle this right now.
Yeah. And it was a Billy D. Williams movie. I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but it was a Billy D. Williams movie about this guy who played football and got cancer. Yeah. And like, it was like this white dude who's never been in anything since. And Billy D. Williams was in it. But Billy D. Williams like gave up halfway through. And the only thing that got him back into football was that this white dude got cancer. And nobody's seen anything from this white dude since. But Billy D. Williams, he went on to be in Star Wars.
Yeah, dude. Billy D.
A little movie called Star Wars.
Billy D. Williams is a fucking gangster. Like, he's fucking...
He's kind of fucking cool, isn't he? He's like
did you hear
800 years old, and he's going to be in a movie this year.
He's 82, and he's like, yeah, I'm gender fluid. I'm like, yo.
It's kind of badass, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a bold, like, play.
No
You're
one
82, though. I mean,
that.
like, you could just say whatever you want.
Yeah.
When you're that old. It's like nobody, everyone's going to be like, hell yeah. Like the young people, if you say something as like ostentatious as that, people are going to be like, yeah, man, you're the dude.
Yeah, literally no one his age is talking like that. No, everyone else is just like, what is that? Explain it to me 3 times at Thanksgiving.
It's cool. It's very cool that he's kept up and that he realizes that like he's probably felt that way his whole life and didn't have a word to put towards it.
For sure.
You know, he's probably always been like, I can be feminine, masculine, whatever. And then finally it's like the term gender fluid appears in the late 2010s and he's like, oh, that's what I was for 80 years. It's like it probably just like clicked for him and it made sense that he was like, yeah, I'll say that. Why not? And also he's going to be in a movie this year and he's 82 years old.
82 years young. It's cool.
82 years young. Beautiful.
Wonderful. You know what else is beautiful? All the pros of this movie.
God fucking damn it.
I thought it was really charming. I thought it was.
Can I say some pros?
Yeah, absolutely.
To start.
Oh yeah.
All right. I liked the costume work.
Yeah, those pink overalls are fucking swanky as shit.
I really liked that it started him out with this like sex predator tutu outfit.
That's not there's no such thing as a sex predator tutu. You made that up.
But if there was, wouldn't that be it? But they went for the overalls because they realized that it looked silly. and they took the liberty to be like, hey, let's put him in a little bit cooler of an outfit.
Yeah.
And it looked a lot better. The overalls looked a lot better. And so that was like part of the movie. That first outfit, I swear to God, was like cobbled together. Like somebody went and they were just like, well, I have an 8-year-old daughter. She's probably got a disgustingly overstretched tutu that we could put on Larry the Cable Guy.
Or like they could just buy a new one with the $5 million that they used to make this movie.
I think that $4.9 million of that budget went to Larry the Cable Guy.
I doubt it.
Which is a pro. Good for him.
I think that he did this for his kids.
I think that he did this as a revenge. I think he was blackmailed into Tooth Fairy 2.
I like to
think. We'll talk about.
I like to think that he was like very drunk and like, I don't need the blue collar comedy tour. I'm a star.
I'm a star.
Okay.
This could be right.
This movie is cute. I don't know. It's just I kind of actually liked it. It was cute. He thought that his biggest thing was like he slipped on nacho cheese and knocked over all the pins in the bowling arena. But
in a bad CGI effect.
It didn't have to look good. You knew what was going on.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
One knew what was going on.
Yeah, one did know that. Gender neutral for our dude, Billy D. Williams. But yeah, like, I don't know, like, it was cute because he's like, I thought I was just trying to impress her by being all mature. Turns out, without that, I'd be unhappy. And classic love stuff, classic getting kids to believe stuff, classic growing up due to weird psychosexual relationship with your ex-girlfriend. Come on, these are all classics.
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen them executed worse.
Yeah,
I mean, can you really say that? Like, I feel like when a movie is of this low, like, cost and talent, going for the classics, like, works. Mean Girls 2 tried to reinvent the wheel. We both agreed. That movie, not great. This one, didn't care. This movie was like, yeah, we're going to do a classic one, but guess what? He's going to go with her to taste wedding cakes because he's fat. And that's funny, I guess.
They just fully embraced that.
Yeah.
And it was like there was a scene where he just unabashedly, I think he wrote it down on a note card and just read off of a note card. You can see the note card. He's holding it in the scene. Just read off all of the kinds of chicken.
Yeah.
For no reason.
I think he wrote that line for himself, and that's pretty cool. We don't write our own lines here for the story. We have interns.
Yeah, somebody writes it for us.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Interns.
No, but I noticed that like I think a pro of this movie is that it was written for Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, he wasn't just shilled. You know, somebody was just like, I can get Larry the Cable Guy. We're going to write a Tooth Fairy 2 about Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah. And I think it's funny to follow up The Rock, just roided out fucking freak with Larry the Cable Guy. And
you have to keep in mind, this was The Rock in 2002.
Yeah,
something like that.
Right.
2003. It was like early mid 2000s. He was smaller back then. He was still a professional wrestler.
Fully 2010, my guy.
It was really 2010?
I'm telling you, every year after 2001 is the same year.
Wait a second. Hold on.
Ashley Judd. Actually, looking at this fucking cast, I'm kind of pissed off about how good some of the actors in this are. Dwayne Johnson, Ashley Judd, Stephen Merchant.
2010.
Seth MacFarlane, Julie Andrews is in that fucking movie. Michael Dangerfield. Oh,
dude,
God.
It was 2010.
Yeah, that's so late.
The Tooth Fairy with Dwayne The Rock Johnson seems like a movie that should have come out in 2002, right?
No.
Yeah, it does.
No,
it fucking does. It's got the romantic comedy bullcrap.
Yeah, they still do that. Did you not see that new movie that just came out last Christmas, where it's the one where it's the girl from Game of Thrones who's hot and some other guy, and it's the Boy George songs, and it looks terrible. I don't know how to describe this to you, man. I'm pretty sure the whole thing is last Christmas. I gave you my heart. I think the guy donated her heart that she got for. Cause I think, no, I'm not even joking. I think she has like a heart problem, and she had an organ donor, and then. But the end of that line is, but the very next day, you gave it away. So I'm pretty sure it's going to have murder in it, but I can't confirm that.
Oh my God. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like I'm on Sudafed right now. I fucking hate everything.
Dude, I kind of had a couple beers. You had Sudafed. We have a disgusting, awful conversation about Tooth Fairy 2. This is going great.
This is yeah. Okay. More pros. I liked his chemistry with the child.
What?
Him and the little girl. I authentically.
You mean
felt
like everyone's little sister?
Yeah. Well, I felt like she authentically hated Larry the Cable Guy, but also respected him. You didn't think she did a good job?
I think
exactly.
She did fine. A good job. She was a child.
I think you're trying to be the contrarian, and you secretly like this movie. So
I don't know. She was cute, I guess. I'll give her that. It was just like she every line she delivered like she was your like annoying younger sister.
I don't have a sister, Avery, so I don't know what that's like.
Well, I do. And every line she delivered, like she was like, okay, my sisters are actually really cool, but she delivered it like she was the everyman's younger sister that was in a school play. And I was like, I don't know.
She's a kid. We've been spoiled with good child actors, Avery.
We have, especially in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but in the last 10 years, like, I don't know if it's that they've been vetted better or if it's like
Maybe they're all
child
lying
actors
about
are getting
their
started
age.
early. Oh, you think that might be the case?
Yeah.
I think the Stranger Things kids have.
Yeah.
I think they all just look young.
For
and they're
sure,
actually
all
older.
26.
I don't know if they're 26.
40. Here, who knows?
Maybe. I don't think they're all. They can't be above 50. All right,
That's
pros.
why Drake was texting Millie Bobby Brown. Okay.
Oh my god,
She's 46.
I saw this meme that was like Drake starts texting Baby Yoda.
I saw that one too. That one's fucking funny.
I was like, yeah, that sounds about right, dude. I know it's gonna happen, dude. Drake is such a megalomaniac, narcissistic personality disorder motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, that guy thinks he's goddamn Jesus, and it's gonna come out. It's gonna be so bad.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be so
He's
bad.
been texting Billie Eilish now, and she's like 17. So, dude,
She's-
there's so many people that are above 18. If you have weird things, like fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh man.
this movie
yeah.
not pedophilic at all. Another pro.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a pro. There is nothing like dark about any of the interactions with Larry the Cable Guy and the children, with the exception of like the latent connotation of Larry the Cable Guy sneaking into their rooms at night.
I think it's pretty not bad, all things considered.
I think like that
it's
could be
cute.
so misconstrued, right?
Nah.
Like Larry the Cable Guy in this context is just a big dumb kid.
Yeah, but he also doesn't want to
Yeah.
go into their rooms. Like, he will do things like accidentally get pulled into the game and watch it with the parents downstairs dressed in a tutu with wings.
Yeah. It's not like he's sneaking in there so he can like touch them.
No, and he doesn't even really want to be in there. He just like wants.
He just wants to do his job.
Yeah. Or no,
Which
he
I
doesn't
think
even
is, like,
want to
good.
do that. He just wants to fucking eat chicken and get his ex back and maybe watch some football with the boys.
Yeah. It's like it could have been really bad.
Yeah, I think that's always been the case with
there
these
was
movies.
the potential for that to like teeter over the edge was there. And I think like the connotation of like a grown ass man sneaking into a child's bedroom was like tastefully skirted around.
Yeah, and even
Right?
like when like he had that really weird conversation with the little girl who's like, "Oh, my parents like giving all the attention to my new baby sister." Like, it could have just gone, "Yeah, you want me to kill her for you?" Like, it could have gotten real dark.
I think this movie would have been better for that.
What? Okay, what if there are two movies called The Tooth Fairy? One is a horror movie and one is a Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie. What if it was a false flag? It would have been so great if this movie had been.
This
like,
movie took a dark turn.
Yeah, like it just
Or
like
like-
went horror movie out of
Or
nowhere.
like Larry the Cable Guy was framed for pedophilia. Like, what if that was like the latter half of the movie?
Like, that's what the
Would that have been,
politician
like-
guy does, where he's like, "Oh, you want to get back with your ex? He's a fucking pedophile. He dresses up in a pink little outfit.
Oh my god!
And goes
But it
into
turns out
kids' rooms.
the new boyfriend's the pedophile the whole time.
Yeah, and he's trying to shut down the rec center because, like, why
Yeah.
wasn't he doing that?
Because he's a sack of shit.
Yeah,
Like,
and he only likes
dude,
vanilla cake with strawberries.
That would have been like, that's what I was expecting to happen. Is that Larry the Cable Guy was gonna get framed for pedophilia? Which I don't know if that's like dark, and
It's pretty dark.
yeah, like that's pretty fucked up.
It's pretty dark.
That would have been pretty bad. But I'm glad that it didn't happen like that. I still think that it tastefully skirted around that like potential for
Just
that
being
kind
creepy.
of connotation.
Yeah, it could have just
Yeah.
been creepy.
Yeah.
For sure.
And kind of was. I don't know. I think that Larry the Cable Guy somehow manages to come off as a pretty like wholesome person through this entire thing.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that he lives in a mobile home. Not that that's necessarily bad, but I mean, like, despite the fact that he's kind of framed to be a caricature of white trash, he ends up coming across as a very wholesome person throughout this whole story, which is like definitely to the benefit of the story. It's very, very, I don't know. It's almost like a cartoon. It's very pastel. Everything's very colorful, and like nothing really of any consequence happens throughout the whole movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But let's talk about some cons.
All right. Con.
Yeah. Good one.
I've done it once before. I have no idea.
The entire plot.
No, I like the plot. I think that no, it's great. It's classic.
It was just so predictable.
Yeah.
You knew everything was going to happen.
Do you want the Larry Cable Guy movie to try and take risks, Avery? Is that really?
Yeah, kinda.
Like,
kinda, I do. That's the only thing that could have fucking like actually made this interesting.
No,
this movie was so heinously boring.
I see a movie with Larry the Cable Guy. I'm like, don't break your brain, man. Just do the really easy story. Like, I want your lines to be one sentence long. And also, you have to think, who's the audience for this movie? It's not smart people. Like we're not geniuses, but it's definitely like we could appreciate a nice little twisty in there. But
yeah. I don't know. I just feel like this movie just either should have been interesting or not made at all. Right? And it falls in between those two. It's predictable. It doesn't make sense that it exists. It's like there's no market for this, right? Like they create, was this movie? I kept putting myself in the shoes of the production team, the people filming this, and filming this grown ass man acting like a child and being like, why are we doing this? Like, why? The person behind the camera took himself seriously as he was filming this, and that's what confused me more than anything. The fact that they were like, we're getting paid. It's like, how do you know you're getting paid for this crap? Like, how do you know? Because it didn't seem to make sense. It just like didn't need to exist. It's very, very weird in that way. I wanna talk about my next point, and I brought this up a little bit earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
I am almost completely convinced that someone in the writers' room, somebody in the production staff, had it out for Larry the Cable Guy and wanted to make him look like a fool.
He does that professionally, Avery. That is his job. He is a comedian who makes fun of himself. I don't think you have to blackmail him into that.
Man, there was a scene where he was wearing a tutu and farting sparkles in a child's bedroom while the child was sleeping.
What the fuck do you think
saw that and I was like,
this
is almost difficult to look at. I was like, this is what this guy's career has descended to. And this was back in 2012. It's probably gotten even worse since. Who knows what he's been in this since then?
Avery, you are not familiar with the works of Larry the Cable Guy. This is 100%. It's not high or low brow for him. It is his brow. It's just right on the eyebrow line.
Are we sure? Like,
I'm pretty sure.
It's just like, this seems like, even for him, like, I think about Larry the Cable Guy, and it's like,
I know.
He was on professional comedy tours. I'm not saying he's an excellent comedian, but he was a professional comedian. And I see this, and I'm like, dude, how did it get this bad?
Dude, he's always, like, for a long time, his thing has been like doing fake drag and fart jokes, and like, fart jokes I don't like either, man. I don't know why people think farts are really funny. It's never made sense to me.
Yeah.
But no, it's like very much in his
I can respect a well-placed fart joke. I can get it. I can get it. These were not well-placed fart jokes, man.
But they
they just weren't.
Avery.
It's just like it was like disgusting humor that didn't make sense. It was like when he was reading off of a note card all of the types of chicken. Yeah. It's like, that's not a joke. It's like, where did Larry the Cable Guy fuck up so bad that he owed somebody this movie? Like, that's what I saw there. I was like, man, your career got this bad? Like, that's just...
He was fine, Avery. He just had done 2 Cars movies. He's fine.
I just don't get it. He had done Cars, so he did voiceover work?
Yeah, dude. He was the truck. Talk like this.
You just, like, totally channeled him. I heard it. Everyone heard it.
That was a seance.
Everyone, all of the listeners were part of that. Dude, I don't get it. I think about this, and I was sitting by myself in my living room watching this.
You were shitting
on my
yourself?
television. I was sitting in my living room watching this on my television, and I felt embarrassed.
Yeah, well,
because I had to pay money for it.
That was your fault. I found this movie for free in like 2 seconds.
I should have looked. You're right. But I did also... I didn't want to have to sit at my computer and watch it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna find it on my TV. I was sitting there and thinking to myself midway through this movie that I was going to have to record a podcast about it and then promo it to everyone I've ever met on the internet, and I was like, how did I get roped? How am I bearing the brunt of Larry the Cable Guy's shame here? And that is such a big con for me.
Really?
If a movie makes you feel physically uncomfortable watching it when it's supposed to be innocent, like that's a bad sign, right?
I don't know. I'm pretty excited to tell all my buddies at the gym about our Tooth Fairy 2 episode.
God damn it, man. It's like, I get it. Like, I don't know. It is one of those bad movies where it just like, it definitely happened, but it was so clear to me that it was so quickly forgotten. Like, it happened, and like, I just don't see other people involved.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this fucking job, Avery. Is because this was forgotten, and we have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to dig up, don't we?
We sure do. Let's.
This is what we do for the listeners.
Yeah.
We bear this embarrassment for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to stay strong. This is
the real passion of the Christ.
It is.
Yeah.
You're 100% correct.
Which one of us should be Christ?
I don't want to.
All right, fine. I'll do it. Fine.
Wow. That's also a con of this movie.
Let's get into our 5 words.
Yeah, let's be done with this. I'm ready to be done.
Yeah, because after we do our 5 words, we do have to announce our picks for this next month.
Oh shit!
Which has already started.
Yeah. Maybe can we record that in a bit?
Do you have to pee that bad?
No, I have to run out. Before midnight. Could we record that tomorrow?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay, cool. I marked this, so I'll edit this out. But yeah, let's get our 5 picks going, and then I gotta run, and then I'll let you know when I'm back, or we'll record it tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yeah, we'll probably have to record it tomorrow. That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. Cool. Yeah, we'll do that, and we'll just I'll tack it on, and then drop it with the episode.
Yeah.
But let's do some 5 words. I don't have words yet. Do you want to start?
Yeah. I have no words yet.
God, fuck you.
Avery thinks I'm fucking around with him. He thinks I'm going to go, oh yeah, 10 out of 10, perfect movie, the GOAT. No, I thought this was decent. And so he knows I'm fucking serious. I'm going to give this a 7.5. Fuck you, Avery.
Fuck you, dude.
this is legit, like, fine. Like, it's not that bad. It's like
7.5 is legit fine in your brain.
yeah, that's fine,
Dude, come on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my God. Okay, sure, man.
What would you like? Yeah, it's a C. C is fine.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
My
go
5
see
words. Yeah, sure. Go see it on VOD. Don't pay money. Okay. My 5 words are fat dude in a tutu, because I think it sums the whole movie up. That's the whole joke. That's the whole movie. It's just like you're watching this movie to watch a hillbilly dude who's fat be in a tutu. And I guess it's kind of funny. Like, I do see that there is something there. At least it didn't descend into disgusting pedophilia,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I
this
think
movie
that
gets
about every movie.
yeah. Like, there was for a split second concern in my brain that this was going to descend into something that's borderline exploitative, but it didn't do that. It was actually a really, like, kind of remarkably sweet movie at some points. That being said, it's all so predictable. There's no jokes in the movie that are actually jokes. And when there is a joke, it's Larry the Cable Guy literally standing there with a note card in his hand. That happens in this movie. He's standing there reading off. One time is one time too many. It's just it's too many. That's so bad. It's like, at least memorize your bad jokes. And I thought about that and I was like, man, that's just dumb. And the joke isn't even worth it. If it was, like, really good, that'd be one thing, but it's not even worth it.
No jokes are good, Avery.
Especially not that one. And this movie gets a 2 out of 10.
I thought I changed your mind.
No, it's like it at least gets something sweet, something a little sweet. You're not gonna want to die when you're done with the movie, but you're not gaining anything from it. I would say if you can find this movie for free on the internet, apparently it's real easy to find, then go ahead and watch it. But if you can't, don't watch it. Don't worry about it. Don't pay money for this movie. You don't need to. You know how it's going to end. You know how it's going to start. It's almost worthless, but at least it's not heinously offensive. So there you go.
Cool. Avery liked it, guys. He really liked it. I can't.
No.
I can't believe it. Everyone message us. Thank him for the deep insight on how much he liked it.
Well, there you go, guys.
They like me. I can't believe they really like me.
Well, stick around, guys. We're going to have our picks coming up in a little bit here. But thank you so much for listening to our review of Tooth Fairy 2. We both love you so much. Thanks.
All right.
Oh my God. You know, I just realized we're coming back 24 hours later. We're here. I woke up this morning and was very dehydrated. Rethought a lot of aspects of my life.
Oh yeah, Avery had drinks before the last episode. That was probably clear, but let's reiterate.
Yeah, just so everybody knows. But we're back hours later. I drank 3 whole pots of coffee and I took a shower, and I feel great. And I just want to make sure everyone knows that, I'm not drunk anymore.
Yeah, I had no idea whether or not. I like, sometimes you were talking, and I'm like, all right, is Avery not making sense, or am I just not listening? No, he's not making sense.
Great. I don't remember a lot of it, so I can't wait to listen back through it and be embarrassed. Not only because I'll be talking about Tooth Fairy 2, but because I sounded like an idiot. I remember doing an impression of the director because he looks like a sad boy. His name was like Alex Hamsteak or something.
Yeah.
Alex
Zam, and like he did like a sad boy thing, and then I did straight manning for the first time in my life, and I was making but it's a nice position. It is.
You got the high ground.
Yeah, it's nice because you like get to be funny while also shitting on other people, which is kind of what I already do.
Feeling morally superior.
Yeah, like I'm just like, yeah. Not only am I funny right now, I'm also correct.
It's like a double whammy right to the ego. Beautiful.
It's not what I need. But we're not here to talk about my ego, Avery. We're here to make some picks.
We are.
Some
we picked movies. Mm-hmm. We picked some cutie paquitas. That's actually not how you say that.
Okay.
But we picked some sweet, sexy, frosty movies for December.
Yeah. No. Did you pick that Batman movie with Mr. Freeze? Is that what you're inferring?
God. I can't believe I didn't think of that. I can't believe I didn't think of that. No, I told you, my pick's actually good. If you don't mind, we can get the ball rolling here. What do you think?
Roll away, ball.
Excellent.
Don't know what that was.
So I have the first pick of the month here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's the second week because, as is the norm at this point with For the Story,
tradition almost.
Grossly. Yeah, exactly. We forgot how many weeks we're in the month of November. It's not just November that we do that for. It's every month. And we messed up the schedule, so we're only doing 3 picks for this month, but our last one's kind of a double whammy. You guys are gonna enjoy it or not. I don't know. But so the first, it's gonna be the second episode of December. It's on the 11th. Mm-hmm. But the episode that the movie that we're reviewing is Fargo.
Okay.
Frosty. It's fun. It's got William H. Macy and intrigue and fraud.
Hey, tell me more.
I'm trying to think of another.
Tell me more.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of more F words that are going on in that movie. Anyway, it's gonna be fun.
It's got felines. It's got funkadelic fresh vivities.
It's got fresh powder.
It's got fresas.
Fresh frosty. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Fresh frosty fresas. It's strawberries in Spanish.
Delicious. That sounds really delicious. Good callback.
What?
We're really just like, we're getting real ethnic today on For the Story. This is great.
I know 5 words in Spanish, bitches.
So here we are. We're doing it. We're gonna do Fargo.
I'm excited.
It's a good movie. I literally only picked it because it has snow in it. I don't think it has anything to do with Christmas, but there's great accents. They're very almost Canadian sounding.
Yeah, it's in North Dakota.
Yeah, exactly.
It's barely the United
Canada.
States.
Yeah, like at that point, it's very, very cold up there.
I think that's
from what I
think
hear.
that's Mount Rushmore. Is that in North or South Dakota?
I think it's in North Dakota.
Nice. It's the only thing that
But it
ties
could
us
be
to
wrong.
this country. If that mountain ever were to disappear, it would immediately absorb into Canada.
Yeah, and right. North Dakota would just defect, but they can't because of Mount Rushmore. I don't even know if that's necessarily there.
Yo, okay, movie pitch. What if the only thing that keeps states part of America are monuments? And that's why people really like Confederate monuments, is like, but if they leave, then we become part of Portugal.
That's true. And nobody wants to go to South America. And it's actually Mount Rushmore is in South Dakota, so you were right the first time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So what the fuck are you doing,
You're
North
right.
Dakota?
Yeah, is there anything? I think the Badlands are in North Dakota.
Nice.
That's where paleontologist Alan Grant digs up velociraptor skeletons.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, the Badlands reminds me. I was listening to the new Adventure Zone. It's a D&D podcast, and they made up their own game called The Dadlands, where it's a bunch of warring sects of dads, like car dads, sports dads, grill dads, craft dads,
The Dadlands.
It's amazing.
That's awesome. That show's good. I listened to that podcast a little while back.
Yeah, they're really funny. And it's weird because
they do another show, too.
Their dad plays with them. It's like,
Yeah,
it shouldn't
and
work.
he's good.
It shouldn't work, but it does.
Yeah, you think it would be like, I don't know. I don't want to disrespect any dads out there. Let's
let's leave that to the Dadlands.
Yeah, let's leave that to them. Cool. All right, Ash, what's our second pick of the month, also known as our third week? This is so confusing. We're gonna fuck this up so bad.
It shouldn't be hard. There are 3 weeks of movies. So prepare to stare in the cameras that we don't have, with madness hiding behind our eyes, because we're going to revisit one of my favorite directors, Mr. Stanley Kubrick. We're going to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Dude, good pick. Good pick. That's going to be good.
The Cube.
Awesome. You ready for this? I've never seen that
I know
movie
you
all the way
haven't.
through.
I know you haven't, and so now you have to, and we will discuss it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I was going to make you watch... God, what was the name of the other movie? It's like 3 hours and 5 minutes long.
Oh, fuck, dude.
But it's like critically panned and... but also like won Oscars and is famous for being like... Oh, Barry Lyndon. That's the name of the movie. It's famous for being like the prettiest shot movie. But it's 3 hours, 5 minutes. And I'm like, I don't want to do that to Avery. I have no idea if this is good or not. I do know 2001: Space Odyssey is good.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's going to be fun.
Awesome. That's a really good pick. You know, there is one thing about this show that's been really beneficial, I think, for both of us, mostly me. But it is a good reason to go back and watch movies that otherwise you feel like you could skip in lieu of, you know,
modern movies.
Something modern, exactly. So that's gonna be good. We'll get a chance to talk about that. I have a feeling we're probably both just gonna hype it up, just like The Shining. But
Stanley Kubrick's really good at movies. Too bad he only made like 10.
Just really is.
Like he didn't make that many, but
yeah. Well, cool. Hell yeah. And then
you want to split these up? Which one do you want?
Which one? I don't know. We can't. I don't know.
I'll make you do the one that you really don't want to see. And I'll do the one that I kind of don't want to see because I don't like the source material. Okay. How's about that? Well, we're both unhappy.
Let's start it off simple.
Okay.
We have a double feature for our last little chunklet of the month here.
Chunkletas. And I think that's clogs in Spanish.
I think that is the proper Portuguese term. And but Ash, let's just say it. What are our movies for the last week?
I'll say the one I'm not super excited to see, The Rise of Skywalker, the new Star Wars film.
Oh yeah, you knew we were gonna see it.
It was obvious. We
guessed. Like we've been talking about it for months. We're not gonna not see it.
Yeah, so. I'm not happy about it. No.
It'll be okay. It's gonna be better than the other half of our double feature.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what cute animal they make for this one, because otherwise, I feel like Star Wars would fail without trying to make cute creatures like porgs and Ewoks and Chumbawambas.
There always has to be and Chumbawambas. Yeah, there always has to be a cute anthropomorphized something.
Yeah, like Baby Yoda,
a droid or. Yeah. Oh my God, Baby Yoda, swing! It's like a home run.
Yeah. It looks terrible too. It does not look good.
But it's just adorable. It's great. Think of like the merchandising, dude. George Lucas is like, they did this all for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's sitting in his McMansion, just like.
Which is because it's also a drive-through McDonald's. That's why it's a McMansion.
Yeah. Which is incredible facts. Yeah. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
the second movie. Avery.
So the other movie that we're watching, that we are the heavily anticipated movie of the winter season.
Of the year.
Yeah, we have been talking about this, so this shouldn't come as a surprise to you guys. But it's surprising that it came up so quickly.
Draw it up more.
And I'm and I'm already dreading having to go somewhere and buy tickets for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're like two grown-ass men likely going to see this movie alone.
Yeah, it's gonna look real bad, but that's right, Ash. We're gonna go and see Cats.
Yes.
We're gonna have to go to the movie theater, probably on our own. Each of us at separate times. Walk up to the counter and buy tickets for cats. Buy a ticket for cats.
One for cats, please.
Yeah, it's gonna. Well, luckily, I usually go to Almo, sponsor me, and so I usually go there and I can buy the tickets online. Which thank God.
But then they're gonna be like,
I don't think I could go.
The person's gonna take your ticket and go like, okay, cats is on the left here. Cats, that one.
You sir, I don't think you belong in that theater. That's the theater for cats. The theater for, I don't know.
Do you have a stuffed
Violence?
cat that you can bring with you to the theater?
You think people are gonna dress up? Should I go see it on opening night?
Dude, dress up as one of the cats.
I'm not gonna dress up, but it would be kind of funny if I was the only person who didn't dress up, and everybody else was wearing like those Green Man type suits. Dude. You know what I mean, with the stretchy whatever.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do that for really underwhelming movies opening night, where you and I are gonna have to cosplay, just us. And then if anyone,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, and then that's how we'll do marketing for our podcast. People, oh yeah,
that's a great idea.
They're the guys who dress up weird.
Real stupid. Yeah, we'll dress up for like cats, and we'll make a YouTube video out of it.
Yeah, exactly. And then,
oh my God, that's actually
the only people dressed up as cats to see cats.
Oh my God, that's so embarrassing sounding. I'm so glad you're not already here. I'm so glad we're not doing that.
There'll be another.
Yeah, we should do that.
I promise.
Yeah, we'll do it for like whenever like Stuber or a Stuber analog comes out.
I'll be the Uber.
And I'll be Drax the Destroyer. What's that guy's name?
Batista.
I'll be Dave Batista.
I mean, he is bald.
Like, who are you?
I think I'll wear one of those. I'll wear one of the. You know how they have the outfits where it's someone riding a horse. It'll be me in an outfit where it's like I'm riding a Stuber. Why is it called Stuber?
I don't know. I thought that was one of the characters' names. Maybe it's like stupid and Uber. Like he's a stupid Uber driver.
It can't be that.
I don't know, man. I got about 40 minutes into that movie before I was like, I'm not finished.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
All right, how much do I have to pay you to do a standing O at the end of Cats? Real talk.
I don't think you'd have to pay me. I'll just do it.
All right.
I think I could just do that.
Fair enough.
People will just like look. Like, what are they gonna do?
Weird guy.
That's embarrassing.
Weird guy. That's what they'll start chanting.
I get arrested for being weird.
Classic Texas.
So that's it. That's what we got for you guys. I know this was pretty short. I'm glad we had plenty of filler to put in there.
Yeah, I mean, are we tagging this onto the episode, or is it just okay?
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
I'm gonna drop it at the end. So that's that, guys. Stick around for the month of December. We have a healthy amount of content coming up for you guys. It's gonna be fun. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be laughs. Yep. There's gonna be sorrow, perhaps.
Probably.
Yeah, probably something like that. But no, it's going to be really excellent. I look forward to talking with you, Ash, and I look forward to hearing feedback from the dedicated listeners because we love you all so much.
Bye.
Yeah. All right. Well, love you. Bye.
Fried chicken. Yeah, General Tso's chicken.